In today's video, I want to encourage you that if you're not happy where you are, if you're in a property that you're not happy with, I want you to have the courage to figure out strategies to get out of that house and into a place you want to be. It can be done. I've done it. So stick around for today's video. Let's figure out a way where you can get out of that house that you're not happy in and get you somewhere that you will be happy. You don't have to stay somewhere that you don't like. Life's too short. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I hope you will like and subscribe. This channel does videos about different topics, and I hope it's things that you'll enjoy and encourage you. Subscribing to a YouTube channel is free. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when the next video is published. Now to today's video. Well, some of you probably know that I'm a widow and I have two homes. I have a primary residence that was the marital home, the home that I raised my children in, and I still have that home, and the kids love to come back there for holidays, and so I keep that home. But I also have a home 2 hours away in a retirement community that I just love. And so I am going to talk today about picking out a home in a retirement community and what happens if you make a mistake. You buy one you don't like. Can you get out of it? Well, stick around for today's video. I bought a house about 1.5 years ago in a retirement community, and I just love it. But I didn't really like the house. It was almost too nice. It was almost too fancy for me. I was there 1.5 years. Maybe I'll post some pictures of it. You guys may not think it's fancy, but for me, I just felt like it just didn't feel homey or cozy. Everything was Bluetooth. You could control the thermostat with your phone. You could control the appliances, the locks on the doors. Everything either you controlled with your phone or you had a remote. I had a remote that would open and close the shades. And not that that's a bad thing, and I don't know if that's what it was, but there was just something about the home that was not cozy. It never felt like I was at home. I never felt like I always felt like I was in an Airbnb. But I just started looking around for a new home. I liked the retirement community. I liked this large gated community that I had bought the home in, but I just didn't like that house. And also, after a year, I had not met any of my neighbors. I thought, wow, I'm a widow, and one of the reasons I moved to that neighborhood or that community, I thought I would have a fellowship or social events to attend, and I just didn't feel included at all. But I started looking at other homes in this large gated community because there's several different neighborhoods in this gated community. We have several golf courses and several lakes, and some of the homes are on the lakes and some of the homes are on the golf courses. So I decided to move from the lake neighborhood to a golf course neighborhood. I do not play golf, but the golf course neighborhoods just they were more flat. They weren't as hilly, so it would be great for jogging and walking. And also because people were scooting around their golf carts, I felt like it just seemed a little more friendly. So I found a home a few months ago that was a fixer-upper. It was built in the 90s, and my children were born in the 90s. I love the 90s. And even though it wasn't as fancy and had all this high-tech stuff as the one I was in, there was something very comfortable about it. And I thought, I'm going to get it. So I bought it. So now I've got these two homes in this gated community. I moved in the first one. I had new flooring put in. I had new countertops put in. And I decided to do the painting myself. I got the flooring and the countertops in, and then I moved in and just started doing the painting while I was in there. And it took me about a month, I guess, to get enough of the painting done that I could move in. And I put the other house up for sale. It sold, or it got under contract to be sold within the first 24 hours. So I was so happy that I wasn't stuck paying for utility bills on both properties, the POA dues for both properties, the taxes and the insurance on both properties. I had told myself I wasn't going to try to make money on this house. I just wanted to get my money back. So I had to price the home at the value I paid, and then I had to add in that realtor commission. And then the realtor said, you know, the market's pretty good. It's not as good as it was when you were buying, but let's go ahead and add an extra $10,000, $15,000 above that because we can always go down. Well, that was good advice. I took less than I was asking, but got more than I needed to break even. So I'm so happy that I sold the house quickly. The market where I am is pretty good. Check where you are before you do something like this. But I went ahead and purchased that older fixer-upper while I still had the nice home. I was able to get the new flooring in, new countertops in, and start doing some painting, move into that one, and then put the fancier one, the one that was newer and had been totally redone, up for sale. Well, a quick side note, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know I love QVC, and I'm telling the truth about lug handbags. You see my lug handbag in the chair? They've already done the inspection. They asked for no repairs, and we close in 2 weeks. So I want to encourage you that if you are not happy in the home you've bought, especially if you're in one of these gated communities where homes sell really quickly, if you find a good deal, move into it and maybe you'll be happier. I already feel so at home in this new fixer-upper. It was built in the 90s. My kids were born in the 90s. The home that I own, I have a primary residence that's 2 hours away. It was built in the 90s. Of course, I've updated it over the years, but I think that's what I like about this home. I like the 90s. I like that style of the 90s. Don't laugh at my shabby furniture. I love buying things at thrift stores and decorating with things I've bought at thrift stores. So pretty much everything in this home I've bought secondhand or I've had for years, except the mattresses. I do buy good new mattresses for every home I have, but I do want to talk about what improvements I've made on this house and things I decided not to improve on. And I hope this will help you have those strategies so you can afford to buy a house or change houses if you're not happy where you are. As you'll see in this old fixer-upper kitchen, I've got old appliances. Now, when I looked at the house, I thought, oh, I'll definitely get new appliances. But once I moved in, these appliances all work fine. This old range and oven work better than my oven that's a KitchenAid double oven that I've only had a few years at my primary residence. So I'm keeping this oven. The dishwasher works great. It's very quiet. The refrigerator it works fine, and the ice in the door makes the best crushed ice that I've ever had. So I'm going to keep these appliances. So that's one way I can save money. So if you buy a fixer-upper and you just really have to have those stainless steel appliances, go ahead, use your money the way you want to. But for me, since these work so well, I'm keeping them. Now, the improvement I did make in the kitchen was the new countertops. I think that updated the kitchen a lot. And also with new countertops, I got a new faucet and a new undermount sink. To tone down those golden oak cabinets that were in the kitchen, I just put a white glaze over them. I used a matte finish, so it definitely gives these cabinets that more updated look. And according to kitchen designers, they're saying in 2025, the wood tone cabinets are coming back. That white cabinets are still acceptable, but not as popular as they used to be. And because oak cabinets have such a deep grain, if you paint an oak cabinet without preparing that surface well enough, you will see that grain. I really think it looks bad to paint oak cabinets if you don't do something to even out that grain. And I didn't want to go to that much trouble. So doing this whitewash finish gave me an updated look that I can live with at very little cost. I've made a lot of other small improvements on the home, and I'll make another video about some of those because they were really simple and they're things you can do by yourself. You don't need to hire it done. You don't need a man to help you. I'm a widow and I can do these things, and I know you can too. But the main point of the video is to say that if you've bought a home you're not happy with, I think there's a strategy for you. Meet with a realtor. Talk about what they think you could get for that home you're in. Start looking at the market around you. Go online to Zillow or Realtor.com and see what homes are available in an area that you think you would like better. Do research And if you think you want to be somewhere else, do it. Especially in our retirement years, we need to be happy in our home. Well, since moving into this fixer-upper, I made a little money on selling the other home. And this house, because it was a fixer-upper, was cheaper than the other home. So I now actually have more money in the bank than I did at the other house. And the day I moved into this house, actually before I moved in, the day I closed on this house, I came over and wanted to take the old curtains down and do a few other things. And the across the street neighbor, and they stopped by, introduced themselves, gave me their phone number, invited me to their church. About a week later, another cross the street neighbor, she stopped by, introduced herself, gave me her phone number. I've been here about 6 weeks and I've already met 4 of my neighbors. I'm so happy I made this move. It was the right thing for me to do. I had just bought a more expensive home 5 minutes away in this same gated community, but I wasn't. Even though I love the house, I didn't feel at home there, and the neighbors weren't very friendly. But by moving 5 minutes away in this same gated community, I now feel at home, and I've already met some neighbors, and I just really think it was the right thing for me to do. So I encourage you today, if you're not happy where you are, if you're not happy in your home, and maybe you've just purchased it, you feel like, oh, I have to stay here 5 years or 10 years. You don't. Start looking around at the market and decide, can I get my money back out of this home? Can I find a home at the same or equal or maybe even less value that I'll be happier with? Don't stick around a place that makes you unhappy. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I hope I've encouraged you to look around at where you are and see if you need to make a change. Until next time, bye.